Did you know that your immune system is listening to your relationships? Yeah. This is a message to neurotypical wives out there who may be married to an autistic husband and you are suffering from Cassandra syndrome. Have you ever noticed that after weeks or even years of feeling lonely, misunderstood, rejected, or emotionally disconnected, you seem to catch every cold that's going around? Maybe your allergies get worse or your stomach acts up. You never seem to have enough energy, or perhaps an autoimmune condition has become part of your life. Now, most people assume these problems are completely unrelated to emotional life, right? We separate the mind from the body, emotions from biology, relationships from the immune system. But modern science says otherwise. So today we're going to explore something that surprises almost everyone the first time they hear it. Your immune system doesn't just respond to viruses and bacteria, it also responds to your emotional environment. And if your deepest emotional needs consistently go unmet, your body may begin behaving as though it is living in a dangerous world, even when no physical danger exists. So let's explore why. Imagine your brain as the CEO of an enormous corporation. One department manages emotions, another controls hormones, another controls digestion, another controls sleep, and another directs your immune system. Now, these departments are constantly talking to each other every second of every day. Your immune system doesn't make decisions by itself. It waits for instructions from the brain. And the question is, what message is the brain sending? Is it saying we're safe? Or is it saying we're alone? We're being rejected. We don't belong. We're under constant threat. The immune system responds very differently depending on which message it receives. Human beings are deeply social creatures. For hundreds of thousands of years, survival depended upon belonging to a tribe. Being isolated didn't simply feel unpleasant, it was dangerous. Someone who was separated from the group was more likely to starve, freeze, or become prey. Because of that, evolution linked emotional safety with physical safety. Your nervous system still operates according to those ancient rules. When you feel connected, understood, valued, and loved, your brain interprets that as safety. When you experience chronic emotional neglect, criticism, rejection, emotional abandonment, or persistent loneliness, your brain often interprets that as danger. It doesn't matter whether the danger is objectively real, your body responds to what your nervous system perceives. Now let's talk about biology. When emotional needs go unmet for long periods, the stress response activates more frequently. Stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline increase. These hormones are wonderful during emergencies. They're designed for short term survival. It's good that we have them. They're not designed to stay elevated for months or years. Imagine revving your car engine to 6,000 RPM every hour, every day. Eventually, something wears out. The same thing happens inside the body. Chronic stress changes how immune cells communicate. Inflammation increases. Some immune defenses become weaker, others become overactive. Instead of balance, the immune system becomes confused. And research has linked this imbalance with greater vulnerability to infections, slower healing, and increased chronic inflammation. And one of the most remarkable discoveries involves loneliness. Researchers have found that chronic loneliness changes gene activity inside immune cells. Think about that. Not just emotions, not just thoughts, gene expression. The body begins preparing itself for danger. Unfortunately, those biological changes often increase inflammation while reducing certain antiviral defenses. That may have helped our ancestors survive, but over many years, chronic inflammation can contribute to enormous health problems. That doesn't mean loneliness causes every illness. Health is influenced by genetics, lifestyle, environment, medical care, and many other factors. But emotional isolation is one piece of the puzzle. Imagine someone living in a marriage where they rarely feel emotionally understood. Their partner is not cruel. Perhaps her partner struggles to recognize emotional cues. Maybe conversations feel one sided. Maybe affection has slowly disappeared. Every day they tell themselves, it's not that bad. I can handle this. Maybe I'm just complaining too much. Maybe I'm being too sensitive. But their nervous system is keeping score. Every disappointment becomes another signal, another missed connection, another emotional withdrawal. Eventually, the brain just assumes this is my life. I'm emotionally alone. The stress response becomes the body's default setting. The person may not even feel particularly anxious anymore. Instead, they simply feel tired, flat, drained, disconnected. Their body has quietly shifted into survival mode. Now, one reason this is difficult to recognize is because human beings adapt. You stop expecting comfort. You stop asking for reassurance. You stop expressing your needs. Now, from the outside, you appear calm. Inside, your nervous system is still searching for emotional safety. The absence of conflict is not the same thing as presence of security. Now, let's talk about emotional suppression. Suppose every time you hurt, you convince yourself you shouldn't feel that way. Every time you're angry, you push it down. Every time you're disappointed, you smile instead. And many people think this is a strength, but suppression often keeps the stress response turned on. Now you're constantly under the influence of chronic low-grade cortisol and adrenaline. Your conscious mind may ignore the emotion, but your body doesn't. Now here's the encouraging news. The opposite is also true. Feeling emotionally safe changes biology. For example, warm relationships, compassionate conversations, feeling seen, feeling understood, being comforted during distress. These experiences activate the body's rest and restore system. Stress hormones become better regulated. Inflammation often decreases. Sleep improves. Recovery improves. The immune system works more effectively when the body isn't constantly preparing for danger. Now, this doesn't mean positive thinking cures disease. It doesn't. And it certainly doesn't mean that if you're ill, you somehow failed emotionally. Health is incredibly complex, but emotional connection is one important piece that deserves far more attention than it's receiving. If your emotional needs have gone unmet for years, start here. Recognize that your needs are real. Wanting comfort is not weakness. Wanting understanding is not selfish. Wanting emotional closeness does not mean you're asking for too much. These are basic human needs. Ask yourself, do I actually feel emotionally safe? Can I be vulnerable with anyone? Is there someone who helps me feel understood? Because emotional safety isn't simply something you think, it's something your body experiences. Now, if someone in your life struggles to meet emotional needs, perhaps because of autism, trauma, depression, anxiety, or because they were never taught how to express emotions, remember this: the goal is not blame, the goal is understanding. Emotional skills can be learned, relationships can improve, nervous systems can heal, and when emotional connection becomes more consistent, your body receives a completely different message. Now, you don't have to survive right now. You can begin to heal. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe and share it with someone who needs to hear that emotional health and physical health have always been connected. I'll see you in the next video. Hey, this is Mark Hutten. Would you like to schedule a one-on-one Zoom call? Okay, it's so simple. Just look under any of my videos in the description area. Click on this Calendly link. Now you see my calendar. Pick your month, your day, anytime that's available. Enter your name and email address. Then you'll get a follow-up email with the Zoom link on the day and time that you picked. And voila, we will talk. Hey, quick message to neurotypical wives out there who may be suffering from Cassandra syndrome. Do you feel emotionally exhausted, lonely, confused, disconnected in your relationship? And have you found yourself wondering, why do I feel so alone even though I'm married? And how did I lose myself somewhere along the way? And will I ever feel like me again? Okay, if so, you're not alone. Most of the neurotypical partners I work with experience profound emotional deprivation that slowly erodes their sense of self, confidence, and hope. Here's the good news though, recovery is possible. I've created a recovery program that's now available as a self-paced online course. Originally offered as a live group, this program has helped participants understand the emotional deprivation they've experienced, make sense of the confusion and self-doubt, and begin rebuilding their sense of identity and emotional strength. Now you can go through the same material from the privacy and comfort of your own home and move through it at the pace that works best for you. Now, whether you're just beginning to understand what you've been experiencing or you've been searching for answers for years, this course will help you begin the journey back to yourself. You don't have to continue surviving on emotional crumbs. You deserve clarity, support, and you deserve to understand what's happened to you. And most importantly, you deserve to recover. The version of you that existed before confusion, exhaustion, and self-doubt is still there, and this course was created to help you find that part of yourself again. Enroll today, won't you? You don't have to wait for the next live group. Your healing can begin now. The link will be in the description area underneath this video and also pinned in the comments section.